Welcome back to this already the final segment of today's Price of Business, and I am your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. You know, I tell you, right now, it's an interesting time for a lot of companies out there as they try to find the best talent, when it comes to their business, particularly in a place like Houston, which continues to have a relatively hot and robust job market. And so finding quality people is hard, and we're going to talk about that with Doug Hubbard this segment. He's with a company called the Talance, Talance Group, and Doug is a partner and involved with executive search for that company. And the website is talancegroup.com. Before we go into our conversation with Doug, though, I want to spend some time with Charles Alvarez. He, of course, is a contributor on The Price of Business, and he arranged this great interview. And Charles is with a great company called Cornerstone Business Academy. That's cornerstonebusinessacademy.com. Charles, real quickly, tell us about the Academy, and go ahead and go further into our introduction of our guest today, Doug.
Well, we work with companies in the $5 to $50 million range that are really looking to get to the next level. And the typical results that our clients are experiencing is a 20-30% increase in sales, a 72% reduction in turnover, and about a 22 to 25% increase in profitability. And none of that can happen without having great people on your business and on your team. And for that purpose, Doug with the Talance Group is in the business to do just that. So, Doug, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you, Charles. Kevin?
Glad to have you on the program. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your firm.
Yeah, sure. The Talance Group is a Houston-based boutique search firm that specializes in two areas of specialty. One is finance and accounting, and the other is information technology or IT. So in other words, we place people on a direct hire or permanent basis as well as on a contractor basis, hourly, for project and interim assignments. These are degreed professionals up to, from entry level up to C-level executives.
I want to mention, by the way, the website is Talance, Talance Group.com. Your next question.
So, Doug, kind of give us an idea. What are some of the major challenges or biggest challenges that your customers, your clients are facing, and how does your company specifically address those challenges?
Right. Well, I would say that there's a lot of talk out there about oil prices, so I'm sure people like to hear about that. But right now it just seems like a lot of talk. Some of our clients are feeling it very hard. These are upstream clients that are focused mainly on crude and maybe highly leveraged. But Houston's really diverse. There is a lot of business out there, and we're still going strong. The main challenge really is finding good people. I mean, no matter what the economy or the job market is, this is still the top one or two area of concern for CEOs, and that's our expertise. We find people that they can't find on their own.
Tell me, I'm sorry, I was just going to ask, tell me about some of the verticals you work in.
Those are energy, because we're just focused on Houston jobs, Houston candidates. We're very heavy in the energy industry, so all of that area of supply chain, but everywhere else, if they're in Houston, technology, real estate, manufacturing, professional services.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Go ahead, Charles.
So, Doug, can you give us an example of how you've added value to one of your clients? Like, what was the issue and kind of what did you do to fix it? What was the ultimate outcome or the value that you helped create for that particular client?
Sure. Every placement that we make is very important to the hiring manager or the candidate. But I'd say some of the biggest impact that we can make is when there is a transaction or event that triggers the need to hire a lot of people in a short amount of time. We had a midstream public pipeline company that was moving to Houston, and they were relocating all of their operations to Houston, kind of one piece at a time. The CEO was a former CFO candidate of mine, and he called me, and we spent some critical time up front, which is just so important, touring the new office, explaining the situation. That's essential, really, to attract top talent, because those type of people are not interested in job descriptions. They love a good challenge, a good story. So the first role was a controller over their trading operations. They were moving that piece down, then their corporate group, then all of the rest of their entire accounting and finance team. And so it was about 15 people over a 2-year period, and most of those people are still there.
Let me ask you about the size of the businesses you typically work with. Are you all over the chart as far as that goes?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just as diverse as Houston is. So we work with companies as small as 10 million that have 2 to 5 employees, up to the majors that are in the hundreds of billions.
Wow, that's impressive. And of course, yeah, Houston's very diverse in that respect. Charles?
So, if somebody were wanting to engage your company and helping them find, the right people for their business, kind of walk me through the process. Like, if somebody were to call and just say, or, like one of our listeners will call and say, hey, I'm interested in speaking to y'all, kind of walk me through what they can expect.
Okay, well, they call or go on our website, but we'd talk to me or one of our recruiters or business development people. But the first is a conversation. We want to spend some time up front, get to know the person, and this is both on the hiring manager side, whether they wanted to engage us to help find a person, or a candidate side wanting us to keep an eye on the market for them. But we want to get to know that person. We want to know what's not on the resume or what's not on that job description, because everyone can read those things. But we want to know what makes you tick. What's the situation? What do you want? What do you have to offer? How we can best work together, and then we run with it.
I want to mention one more time, Doug Hubbard, his website is over there at Talents Group, TALANCE Group.com. Go ahead and kind of begin to wrap it up for us here, Charles.
Sure. So, Doug, I'm just curious, what would you say to that prospect or that client that says, you know what, I just can't justify paying, 10, 15, 25%, or whatever the rate is for a recruit. I'm just going to go out there and, go to Craigslist or just post on Monster, and, that should be good enough, right? What would you say to that person?
I would say that you're really hurting yourself because you're only seeing a small piece of the market. These are people, from what you described, that are aggressively looking for a job, and really the top performers out there are not looking for jobs. They are being well taken care of by their people, and these are passive candidates, and these are the ones that we have access to, that we have developed a relationship and have asked us to keep an eye out for something better for them. But it's really very cost effective to use a recruiter, because if you go for a long amount of time without finding the right person, that can be even more costly.
Yeah, absolutely. No question about it. Very good segment. Thanks, Doug Hubbard. Glad to have you on.
Thank you very much.
Charles Alvarez, awesome as always. You can learn more about him at cornerstonebusinessacademy.com. I know firsthand the great work he does to take businesses to the next level, and appreciate the work you do, sir.
Appreciate you, Kevin. Sorry I wasn't there to see you face-to-face.
Glad to have you on. All right, when we're back tomorrow, we're going to have much more for you. I do want to remind you the show continues 24/7 at priceofbusiness.com, and the best content here shows up over there at our sister news website, usdailyreview.com. Have a great day. Spend it wisely right here.